The Monsters Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Specific content warnings can be found in the episode's show notes. Listener discretion is advised.
Previously on the Divinity Plague.
I'm so excited now that we have all four of you kind of joined together here. This is going to be our first assignment for you. Do be careful. I have picked, something fairly simple for your first go of it. But if you have any challenges at all, well, we're a team.
I think we should all head over to the town of Weft just to kind of, get our bearings. We haven't really been to this place before.
I'm going to regret this. I'm going to open the back doors and let the girls out.
I give one look back to Lune, and then I take off.
So, Sister Quarrel, have you been doing any other work around here? What brought you over here besides that crane work?
There's been some traps which people have made that have been a danger or impediment to some of the vehicles and people. You got big jaws meant for some critter that it'll work just as well on a human femur,
I'm hunting an angel.
Skeleton family took to hunting the deep woods once their crops started failing. Something seems to have followed them home. You be careful out there. You're poking your nose in where the government has no place.
They told her stories of her mother. They told her stories of how she was saved by the Trawler man, and all he asked for was an offering. They never told Pearl she was that offering.
The mushrooms are singing to me.
You hear it too?
Thank you, Mr. Howl. I think you can keep watch over this gentleman, can't you?
They are kneeling on top of somebody and smashing their head with a giant rock. But their mouth is big in a very unnatural smile.
Sisna, we're going to head over to the processing plant. Did you want to tag along?
Should we get the kids?
And Sisna heads off on foot, following the trail that Pearl left behind. Meanwhile, Mr. Howl has business of his own.
The doll's eyes seem to be following him as he is moving through the woods. Further into the woods, he has found the remains of a carcass of an animal, and he stumbles back into the carcass as something leaps at him, and the camera goes red.
I'm Maya, and I play Sisna.
I'm Emma, and I play Pearl.
I'm Drew, and I play Gary.
I'm Lauren, and I play Lune.
I'm David, and a god must feed. I want to start the session today with Sisna. When you left to go and find Pearl and Lune towards the forest, which you have a pretty clear trail leading generally that direction. What's your approach to tracking these two? Give us a short little scene here of Sisna, how they track these two, because you are kind of an expert hunter. At the end of the day, that's kind of why you were brought into the fold with Biased.
We did say that Pearl was leaving wet footprints behind, if I remember correctly.
I'm not subtle.
I definitely would follow that. Yeah. So initially following the wet footprints as far as I can, because Pearl also is barefoot.
Oh, I left a trail of clothes.
Oh, that's also true. Pearl did every few streets when you're feeling like you might have lost the trail a little bit. There is suddenly a shoe.
Hello, tank top.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Pearl is making it very hard for anyone to find her.
No.
So yeah, I'm just walking along. Oh, barefoot track. Yeah, article of clothing. And also probably listening. So probably every 15 minutes stopping, listening to see if I hear either Lune or Pearl or somebody else, if there's anybody else out there.
As you are listening as you go, I would love for you to do an investigation move for that. This is going to be this is probably focus, I could see, or insight, I could see an argument for.
Okay. I'm good with both. So I feel like insight, is that more like the...
Insight's like applying your reasoning to something. Focus is kind of like giving your attention to something, if that makes sense.
Okay, then I would say focus.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Great start.
You got anything to help you?
Singing a verse.
Write a verse. How'd we do?
Singing a verse.
I got a 3.
A 3?
I got double ones.
Oh, no.
Before you write a whole verse about it, I do have a pitch for where we could go with this.
Yeah.
So I need to introduce a new assignment. There's a few ways we could do that. Here's what I'll say. If you write a verse, that'll get you to a mixed success. Get you a clue related to this one. And I think also I'll probably introduce this assignment as part of that. But I'll do it in a less cursed way. If we take this miss, without digging into all of the salacious details quite yet, I think, Sisna, you are going to be drawn into this assignment quite bodily. And it'll get weird very fast. That's what I'll say our circumstances are. So would you rather that happen, or would you rather write a verse and have it introduced in a more less cursed way? And you'll have a little more agency over what happens, and you'll get a clue for this current threat.
I think I want to go weird.
You want to go weird?
Yeah. So if I fail this, I would take a condition, right?
You'll definitely get a condition with this because it'll need to track it narratively. But also you are going to be essentially abducted into the other threat. Allow me to explain, Sisna.
Condition abducted.
Yeah. You're walking towards the forest. Periodically, as you get closer and closer to the edge of town, which again is not hard to do. Weft is not a large urban metropolis. It's a handful of streets, a handful of businesses, and eventually the pavement turns to dirt and the roads continue on towards more rural destinations. And you are following now one of these dirt roads. You're there getting very close now to the forest, but not quite arrived. You're maybe a couple of blocks out still. You can see the tree line though. And you incline your ear and you briefly hear Cletus scream when he is taken by Mr. Wolf. Whatever
Mr.
happens with
Howl.
that at the end. You're right.
Get
Sorry,
it
Mr.
right.
Howl. You're right. I apologize.
Lune had slightly more creativity than just Mr. Wolf.
No, well, look,
That's what he does. He howls.
he howls. I think only we in the audience heard the howl at the end of that, but you do hear Cletus briefly scream before falling silent. And I think we see you kind of incline your ear up to hear that. And then your pace quickens as you head closer towards the forest. And then we hear another sound that you stop and you incline your head upwards again. We kind of close in closer towards you. The camera moves in closer and closer. And we start hearing gently at first, but then slightly louder music. Carnival tunes. A little bit dissonant, but clear, distinct. A very rat-da-da-da-da-da-da sort of tune. As you clock this, we are at this point, you fill most of the frame, Sisna. We're very close to you. We can't see any of your surroundings really at all. We just see you and we hear this sound. And we follow your eyes for a minute and kind of we see quick dissonant shots of like the top of the sky over the forest with the clouds still rolling through. We see down the dirt road, like dust billowing, maybe like a tumbleweed or something rumbling across. Nothing obvious. And then we cut back to that close with you, Sisna. And right as you set your head back straight to continue moving once again, you are lifted out of frame by a trapeze artist and disappear from view.
What are we?
Cool. Neat.
Sisna, welcome to the circus. I'm going to introduce now, this is a proper introduction, not a narrative one, our new active assignment, Something Wonderful Just Outside of Town. The summary of this one is, too many young folk have gone missing. Chores are going undone, hymns unsung. Something has been luring them away without violence, a wind that carries scents of peanuts and popcorn, dung and sawdust, snatches of music, and a giant illuminated upright wheel in a remote and unlikely place. Lights dancing up and down its spokes. Witnesses report seeing a circus, parade in motion, avoiding roads, crossing rough terrain instead, staying out of sight of civilized folks until night falls. And there's a little bit more detail with this, but we'll get some of that when that part of it gets introduced. But yeah, something wonderful just outside of town. Sisna, welcome to the circus. We'll pick back up with you later.
Bye, Felicia.
I think we'll pick back up with Lune and Pearl, and then we'll touch with Gary. We'll go closer to the forest now. Now that Sisna's gone, I think we cut back to a wide and we just see the dirt road towards the forest, and Sisna is gone and we see no other signs of what just transpired except for the slowly fading sound of circus tunes. Lune, Pearl, we pick up with the two of you in the forest. Lune, you have found Pearl as she's excitedly boogie boarding on her giant catfish. It's wiggling. She's got her hands around its neck, giggling as it's flopping through I don't want to call it waves. I mean, it's certainly picking up some through the muck, most appropriate. Yeah, this is not terribly deep water. Yeah, I'll just let you kind of resume scene here, and then I'll introduce some more stuff if we need it.
Hello, Pearl.
Oh, Lune.
What are you doing?
And Pearl just kind of looks around her, kind of observing her surroundings as something other than a place to get through for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm swimming. What are you doing?
Oh, I was just out for a stroll. I met a man who was in love with mushrooms, and,
Oh.
yes, now I'm here.
Well, I've seen a lot of mushrooms, so...
Yes, I think the beast that's been stalking this place is in this forest somewhere.
That'll get her attention. She'll, lean forward to you. Do you want to go find it?
Very much so.
Okay. I think she'll try to, scoot over to give you room on Bird.
Okay, yes. I hop on the back of Bird with you, and I'm like,
where are the taller people that we were with?
Oh.
Good enough for me.
Remind me, how large is Lune? What general height, weight sort of thing?
she's in her early 20s, but I do think she's quite petite still.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably 5'2".
Mm-hmm.
So she's pretty petite.
Okay. So this is a 2 meter long catfish. There's enough room and strength in this fish to definitely pull both of you, but it's less getting on top of Bird, and it's more you get in the water and you just kind of hold on as Bird wiggles his torso.
Mm-hmm.
The water splashes and the two of you careen off at a gentle pace through this kind of gross, stagnant water here in the forest.
Perfect.
Let's see. How are you conducting your search? What's kind of the idea that you have here? I'm trying to decide if there's an investigation to be done, or we cut back to you all later when we pick up with Gary next.
If we think that it has anything to do with mushrooms, I think that we would probably be going toward more mushrooms.
There was the rumors that there, are beasts in the forest or whatever that we had heard from, I think, Gertney.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe looking for signs of that, if anything seems like it's been disturbed.
Okay. I'll take from one or both of you. I would take it from both if you wanted to kind of scour the area around you as you went along. Just the risk of doing both of you is that there's greater chance of failure, of course, right? So one or both, up to you all. This would definitely be a roll with insight.
Let me look at my altar to remind myself if I have anything that might be helpful. I mean, I'm already using Bird. No, not really.
Is there any world in which a bear trap could be useful?
I mean, absolutely.
Yes.
If we're potentially looking for signs of animals or something, I don't know.
So two ways you could argue it. One is you understand traps. You could leverage having this as you understanding traps, and you can then look for signs of human trapping that might indicate other signs of animals.
You have a bear trap, therefore
Yes.
you know what traps look like.
Or you could say that earlier, while you were looking for Pearl, you left this bear trap somewhere and it's caught something.
And it maybe
and
caught
we could
something.
do that.
I like that. Okay.
Either one of those is great.
I would like to use that, and that allows me to basically roll a 3, and I use the 2 highest. Is that how that works?
That's correct.
Okay.
Which route do you want to go? Because that might affect which of the dice we do, which skill we use, rather.
Oh, good point. I think because it was either I having owned this before, I'll know what to look for, or I put it out before.
I think if we apply your knowledge of traps, definitely insight.
Right.
Actually, it doesn't matter. 'Cause you're the same in both, but it does change the scenario. Or we would probably do focus if you trapped something, because then it's like handling the situation of some animal that has now been captured by this. And we would narrate exactly how that went.
I like the idea of setting the trap because I think in Lune's mind, she maybe isn't like always the most observant, but I do think she is the type of person that is like, this seems fun to leave behind for no other reason other than it might cause problems.
I can make my own mushroom circle, sets down bear trap.
Yes. Yes. Perhaps this Mr. Howl will find something and he can get a little snack himself. So yeah, I think she would have set up a trap before, and she's like, as we're traveling on this thing, she thinks about that. So that's what she would do in this instance.
Yeah. Two things. One, riding the catfish is definitely slower than just stomping through the muck, especially with the two of you. It's just the cooler way to travel. Two, you've gone maybe 10 minutes of this, which is to say you've walked about, maybe 20 paces worth of distance while riding upon this catfish. When you hear the telltale sign of your bear trap clamped together off in the forest, how far away do you think you left it, Lune? These things are pretty loud, so you'd probably be able to hear it a little bit of distance.
Yeah, we're probably I would say it's probably only like not even like a quarter mile off from where we are, like maybe like a 1/10 of a mile.
Yeah. And paired with the sound of that metal clashing against metal as it clamps together and the spring actuates, you also hear the braying of a large animal. It doesn't sound like a howl or it doesn't sound like a carnivore. It sounds like an herbivore of some kind crying out in pain.
Okay.
If Pearl had the sort of ears that would like perk up at that sort of thing, that's what she would be doing.
Did you just hear that?
I heard something.
That was my trap. I set it off earlier.
Ooh, I love a good trap.
I think it caught something. Maybe we should go see what it is.
Let's go. Bird, hard right.
Set off towards a breakneck speed.
Flip, flap, flip.
I think we do a series of, like, it's almost a montage of like flop, 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 flop. Like there's like a rotten log in your way, and like Bird gets like a sort of swimming start to then like go over it, and you definitely like bounce across it, not so much like beautifully crest it.
Pearl finds a 3-legged frog and just munches.
But eventually, after a few of these sort of floundering through the forest scenes, you get past a particularly large, like rotted stump, and you kind of swim around it, and you quickly arrive now less in the sort of brackish water and now the muddy banks. And you're kind of leaving behind the more groundwater part of the forest. You're back into where things are not necessarily drier, but certainly more mud, less water. And as you start to get out of the water, you can now clearly see, Lune, your trap, which you'd set up here just past the stump. The leg of a large buck has been nearly snapped in half in this trap, and its flesh clearly clamped by the jaws of it. It's, even were it to be released, it wouldn't be getting very far. And it's periodically like howling, as this type of animal might, not as Mr. Howl might, in pain. And it's kind of not quite thrashing, but it is certainly scrambling on the hard dirt, or on the not hard dirt, on the muck, working its back legs deeper and deeper into it. It seems very stuck here, but it does have like a big head, antlers, and kind of dangerous points on it if you get a little bit too close. Yeah, you definitely caught something, but then we'll get what you get here. Let's roll.
Pearl's gonna go ahead and put Bird away, by the way.
Well, shit. I rolled double 6s.
Oh, excellent.
From snake eyes to boxcars.
So that's a 13 with my insight.
So not only will you get a clue, you will also get a conspiracy clue. Our first conspiracy clue.
Good timing.
I'll bring that in shortly. I know exactly what you're getting there.
Can you explain what a conspiracy clue is?
Oh, yeah, for our loyal audience. A conspiracy clue, similar to Brindlewood Bay, if you're familiar, where you have your dark conspiracy and you have your void clues. Conspiracy clues in the Siltverses RPG relate to the overarching plot of the campaign, of the show, of the series. There is a group or an agent or something going on in the background that is going to begin to tie together our sort of disparate group of people here and also create havoc for the peninsula one way or another. And in the case of us, as the title of our campaign might suggest, this conspiracy is one that I have written for this campaign called the Divinity Plague. This will be our first clue related to it once we get to it. But first, we got a different one for you. Seeing this large animal kind of wriggling about in this space, getting itself deeper and deeper in the mud here, I think for a moment, this feels kind of intense and your focus is all on this creature. And then you realize as it's like very stuck and the two of you are like not so stuck, you're able to kind of just stand comfortably at a distance and just like watch it for a little while and watch it kind of slowly tire itself out as it's both losing blood and then also just wearing out all this energy trying to work itself free of the mud here. And so as you stand there and watch it, you're able to survey the scene a little bit closer, probably much closer than you were earlier, because Lune, then at the time you were more looking for Pearl and you were setting up this trap and kind of focusing more at the ground. But as I think this large buck starts like ramming its head kind of against the stump next to it and then turning to kind of crash it against the tree that's growing behind, you move your eyes upwards a little bit more and you notice large gouges torn out of the bark of some of the upper reaches of this tree. Several branches have been broken and fallen down. And you can see those now like kind of on the ground littered about around where this buck is now stuck. You notice also in the tree, there's like trickles of downy feathers that are kind of caught on the branches, much like, I think it might be easy to interpret this as like lichen or moss that's grown here, were it not for the fact that the lichen you've seen growing in this forest is mostly like bluish or greenish. And this is like a stark gray, almost white, fluttering softly on these branches. And I think as the buck crashes their head into the tree next to them, I think some of that soft down jostles free and starts to drift. And you can clearly see they are bits and pieces of feather. So the clue that you get here, deep gouges and claw marks overhead with territorial signs of a large predator. While your eyes are looking upwards, seeing these bits of down and the gouges in the trees, I think you also begin to hear a sound. In the distance, you hear what sounds maybe like some beating of wings. And at first you wonder whether or not this creature might be getting closer or something like that. And then that sound begins to transform. It's joined by a much faster beating of wings, which it actually isn't a beating of wings at all. It's the sound of a helicopter blade that is approaching closer and closer. And as it gets much closer and finally actually screams overhead, you can see it between the trees as it's chopping its way through the air. You also hear like alarms blaring on it. Clearly like this, some kind of internal alarm. This isn't something where like it's got a siren on the top of it or something like that. Where this helicopter screams by overhead and then you hear it crash into the woods in the distance.
Definitely like crouching down, covering my ears.
And that's your conspiracy clue, is the crashing of a helicopter nearby.
Can we tell how far away?
Probably not. Like, you know roughly where it went, of course. You saw the direction it went, but it was fairly low.
Lune, are we the sort of people who are going to immediately run after a crashed helicopter? Or
I think...
Because I feel like the answer to that is pretty obvious.
Part of me is like, yes, I want to go check that out. But I also like seeing this buck here. I'm kind of like reminded of Sisna, because Sisna loves dead things.
Actually, can I make a suggestion? I think we should like step back in time a little bit here. Let's set the series of events here as we walk in. We see this buck howling as it's dying, and then like there's a moment, there's a beat here before the helicopter gets here, where we're just sort of watching this happen, and Pearl would look at Lune and just say, "It seems to be dying."
Yes, that would be correct. Do you think Sisna wants it?
It seems like good meat. They like meat.
Yes. Should we go find Sisna?
Shrug, if you want.
Well, I don't know. I think we find Sisna and we show them where this body is, and then maybe we can, and then the cue the helicopter.
And then cue the helicopter.
And maybe, but first we go see what that is.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
We start running
We'll run
off
off to
towards
do
the helicopter.
Goodness, what is that?
Oh my lord.
We see the two of you run off. I think our camera pans back up to the gap between the trees, and we just notice that it's starting to get darker outside. That we're approaching the evening time here in Weft. Let's pick up with Gary.
Gary.
So it was midday, roughly, when the group of you arrived at the petrol station and filled up, and then we had this conversation, and you were heading over to the factory outside of town with your old friend, and it sort of seems like mentor. Is that right? Certainly coworker in the past.
We'll just say coworker. I don't know if she was my mentor or not, or what the situation was.
That's fair. But you worked at the same parish, Hetna Parish. I think I want to pick up, not with you on the way, because I think, you all make it there. There's nothing. We know that along the way you're just going to, chat and stuff. So, Gary, you and Sister Quarrel are at Hopworth Industries processing plant. This is our first time at this location, right? So we've got questions to answer. So let's do our description real quick. Hopworth Industries processing plant. Distant feedlots and warehouses behind barbed wire fencing. Trucks adorned with commercial prayer stamps of the chitterling. Droning machinery interrupted by the occasional squeal, the visceral aroma of manure, blood, and chemicals. Our paint the scene question, how is it obvious that this facility operates with very little oversight?
Do we know much of anything about the chitterling?
The chitterling, this is according to the Silver's wiki, so it's as good as the information is. The chitterling is a god of food and hunger, seemingly preferring meat and fatty foods. Its holy places often take the form of restaurants, so this is like definitely cheeseburger, ribs, seafood. It requires flesh sacrifices from some of the patrons of the chapel, but not all. The meat served at hallowed hoagies is from the chitterling's herds. Aliases of the chitterling include the neon hog and the host of hogs.
Gotcha. The neon hog sounds awesome.
You know that it's the chitterling because despite the cost and stupidity of having actual neon pipes on the back of these trucks, they've gone through the effort, and there's a emblazoned neon hog on the back of each of these food trucks waiting for the meat that is processed by this here plant. So yeah, how is it obvious this facility operates with little oversight?
Days since incident. -1 or something.
No, there's a day since incident sign, but there's no other part of the sign. It's
That's
worn
good.
out. What else? What else are we thinking?
My mind immediately went to there's no adherence to any OSHA rules or whatever. There's a ton of trip hazards, a bunch of cords that are plugged in and not in the correct way. You can trip over them. There's way too many on the floor, not plugged in the right fashion. That's probably one thing that comes to my mind.
I think there's just nobody visible. There might be people here, but as far as on the factory floor, it's just machines.
There's parts of this that are automated, and there is no visible
There's
oversight.
literally no oversight.
Yeah.
There's nobody watching after it.
I don't know if this necessarily fits. I can totally scrap it and find something else, but there's a large monster truck size truck in the handicap parking space.
All right, David, who's driving that?
We'll find out.
By the end of this session, Sisna, I hope.
Oh,
No, I like my
I'm
ambulance.
happy to consider why there's a monster truck. Why is there such a large truck here? You'll give me that to noodle on. The other detail I'll add is there's a series of piles at the edge of the facility, large piles, meters high, of stinking, fetid bits and pieces of mostly bone and gristle. One of the few people you do see is periodically coming over with a bucket and getting a bucket of that and carrying that off to some part of the facility for some third or fourth tier use dog food or some shit.
So then there's also a bunch of juices on the ground that are not being cleaned up.
Absolutely, yeah.
And there's a bunch of plugs.
It's a slip hazard, it's a trip hazard. There are unattended machines. There's a monster truck outside that's just hanging out, blocking all sorts of important parking space. This place is kind of gross.
The monster truck, of course, has a neon hog on it somewhere.
Actually, sorry, I have explained the monster truck in my brain. At the end of the day, like a monster truck, it's big tires, and there's like a cage, and then you can kind of put whatever shell you want on top of that cage, just to encase it. You know how for Oscar Mayer there is the Wienermobile. Of
course.
This is the equivalent for the Chitterling. Only it's like, I'm trying to think of like how to make this like uncomfortable and just a little bit gross. I think it's just like a large spit roasted hog in between the wheels, like a spear that goes through the length of it, and then it goes like out the mouth of the hog and like out the back end as well, and like its eyes are like rolled back, and it's like kind of gross and bloody, but like at the same time its skin, you know how whenever you've done like a long barbecue, it's like kind of charred, and
it's
gross, but also like you bet if you took a bite it'd be delicious. That's what this thing looks like.
So the headlights is where like the snout is, and the lights are in like the snout.
Yeah.
But then I think also because sometimes, trucks have mud flaps, but instead these mud flaps are like the hooves, but they hang over like the hubcaps. And so when they drive, they just like roll like in the wind.
And it means that like there are some like pipes that are painted to look like thick pipes that are painted to look like the legs of the hog that are like grossly long, ending then in these flapping hooves.
And then there's an actual real suckling pig on the monster truck as well.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the body. The body of it is like this skewered roasted hog.
Fabricated like hog, yeah.
And then it's got like a big red ball or an apple looking thing within the mouth as well, of course.
And the horn is just a pig squealing. Aren't you glad I introduced this?
I need somebody to write my new Chitterling jingle that's like the Oscar Mayer song, but for the Chitterling. I need this in my life. I'll think about it later. Gary, you are at the Hopworth Industries processing plant, sponsored by the Chitterling. Sister Quarrel, she kind of points at the monster truck as you're passing it, and she says, bit much, eh?
You know, with wheels like that, you can go pretty dang far, eh?
Oh, that's true. She parked with her motorcycle here a little while ago, you in tow. She kind of gestures back with her thumb at it. Oh, I'll take my 2 wheels over those 4 any day, though.
Oh, phew. Yeah. There's probably a real strong smell right when we arrive.
Yeah.
You're smelling that too, right?
She looks over you. She like didn't flinch at all. She kind of shakes her head and says, "Oh no, so one of the guys, he stiffened some of the chemicals, totally burned out his nose. So I took that on from him, and so I can't smell a thing. Probably won't be able to for months."
Oh, that's lucky for you.
Oh yeah, you know what? Here, we could do a little bit of a rotation. You could take this. I could take one from you if you'd rather.
I mean, right now it's smelling like 4 rats just had a party and died.
Oh, was it a good party?
You ask them.
Before she can ask them, the person with the bucket comes back out and notices the 2 of you. They set it down. Their hands are covered in it. And they look at them as if they need to like wipe them off, and they just kind of smudge it on the side of their jeans and then walk over to the 2 of you. Coming towards you is Dennis Rigsby, a Hopworth employee. Bleary-eyed, weak old stubble and foul breath, reflective safety jacket, and stained boots repaired with duct tape. Unaccustomed to speaking with outsiders. Dennis comes up to the 2 of you with his hands that are still quite gross. You see him like rub his eyes a little bit as he comes up. You've been helping. Yeah, Sister Quarrel, glad to see you. Sorry. It's been like a 36 hour. I'm an hour 34. But who are you?
Oh, I'm Gary, just here to help around. You feeling all right? 34 hours, you said?
Yeah. I mean, I was on a 48 earlier this week, so.
Do you ever find time for sleeping?
Blinks at you. Why?
Well, that's just what people do, don't they?
Oh, do they?
I tend to.
I don't think I've slept well since I was a kid, or I guess. Sorry, where are my manners? And he reaches out his hand to shake your hand.
Let me quick look. I don't think Gary just has bare hands. He doesn't have gloves.
It's still a thing you have to activate, isn't it?
Well, no, it was more so like if my character just wears gloves, period.
Okay.
Whether or not, for the sake of, this guy's just a little gross. Nah, ain't got that. Gary's gonna shake his hand.
Go all in.
Be respectful.
Yeah, it squelches.
Great. Nice.
I would describe it, it's clammy, it squelches. It's a firm handshake, though, like surprisingly firm.
I feel like that makes it worse.
Respect where respect is deserved, I guess.
It oozes between your fingers as he shakes your hands. He takes it back and he like kind of like casually wipes it on his jeans once again. Yeah, well, while you're here, Jeremy, he was just caught in so we'd set up the wire fences, yeah, and he was like helping lift over a pallet. And it had gotten stuck on the wires, and so he'd gone to go get it loose. And his forearms, something else, man. Anyway, you want to come help out?
Well, sure. I suppose that's why we're here. Why don't you lead the way? Oh, and as we're walking, whose monster truck is this? This thing's that's a hog.
Yeah. No, that's like the Chitterling people's. They bring it whenever they're picking up any big, shipments and stuff for the trucks. Nothing goes in that one though. I think it just like leads the pack. Maybe it's for marketing. I don't really know.
Who does anyone in particular drive that?
I mean, I could take you to the Chitterlings people if you need to. Like, they'll be coming for the final collection later this afternoon for this week.
Oh well, no. Let's focus on the task at hand. Just you don't normally see a monster truck in a place like this, and let alone in a handicapped parking spot. That's quite the ride.
Oh, is that what that is? Huh. Oh, I mean, when it's not there, I park there, but.
Huh. Well, teach their own, bud.
Well, my leg's been feeling a little stiff lately. Maybe, Anyway, come on in. I'll take you to Jeremy. Dennis leads you inside. The machines are as we described them. They are noisy, boisterous, and completely unattended. He leads you past a set of them where you can see there's plastic sheeting ripping across the rack, and then there's chunks of meat that are just getting plopped down on it as it's then folded aggressively by mechanical arms. You smell the chemicals in the air as the heated clamps cinch it together and melt it so that it is now permanently bonded until whatever hapless person collects this at the grocery store rips it open for themselves and fries them up something at home. As you walk through this factory floor towards the back, you hear a man just kind of like, oh, fuck, oh, god damn it, God, you gotta be gentle! And you round the corner, and there's a big burly man. He's got like a tag on his coveralls that says Jeremy. He's got like forearms that are like a good 4 or 5 inches diameter. His right forearm, you can see that there's another attendant here. Let's make it an older woman. She's got like gray, thinned hair. She's got a set of pliers that she has wound a bit of barbed wire around because that is embedded in his forearm, and she's claiming she's being gentle, but as she's pulling it out of his flesh, it's certainly taken off little bits with it, and he's crying out as she finally gets the last bit of it free. He's like, fuck, oh, jeez, oh, yeah, that'll do for now. And he turns over and he says, oh, Quarrel, you're back. Oh, fuck. You wouldn't be able to assist a little bit with this, would you? Sister Quarrel like smiles so kindly, so reserved, and then she pats you gently on the shoulder, Gary, and she says, oh, I'd be happy to help you out with that, Jeremy. I still got your leg one down here on me, but my buddy Gary here is actually in town, and he was offering to help share the load if you were.
Before I go on with this condition thing, for example, with him being injured, if you provide any aid like to this person before taking the condition, does that change it at all, make things better, or is it just like he got hurt, this is how bad it is, and no matter what you do, you get that condition? Yeah,
that's pretty much how, and then it becomes your problem, right? So like you can tend to the wound and stuff, okay. But like, yeah.
Well, it looks like you're in a bit of a pickle. Do you need some assistance?
Yeah. His hand is like dripping blood down it, and he's like, yeah, I can't lift pallets like this, man.
Yeah, I suppose those pallets will be pretty difficult there. Let me give you a hand. Is there anything else going on with you, or is it just this arm? Don't want to get things confused.
I'm adding a detail to him here. He's definitely got like a little bit of scarring above one of his eyebrows, and one of his eyes is like just a little bit lazy. Well, like, you know, my eye's been this way for years, but like...
Well, you know, it's, I do tend to make sure everyone's feeling, or each person that I work with is, feeling their best, and, you know, a little bit of a lazy eye, it can always get a little bit better. I'm not sure how this works exactly, but I'm going to...
Let's read off the text of it. Let's read the move one more time. Let it pass unto me. You can have up to 6 conditions instead of the normal 3. Other custodians can clear physical conditions by passing them to you. When you transfer a physical condition from a custodian, that's not what we're doing here. Where does it say how it works for non-custodians? Because you definitely can.
When you transfer a physical condition from a custodian to yourself, or a physical ailment from a side character to yourself, note it as a condition on your sheet and roll with vitality. On hit, choose 1. A plus 10, choose 2. So I can gain insight about the illness in the form of a clue. Tell the keeper what that is. You gain insight about a nearby danger. The keeper will describe it. You receive a gift. If healing a side character, ask another player what it is and add it to your altar. The ritual does not attract unwanted attention. You may clear a condition of your choice when you do any of the following. Put yourself in harm's way to protect someone else. Assist a side character in a task without accepting payment. Does that include the receive a gift thing above?
So like you can't recursively use this to pay off this, but what I will say...
If there's 2 things involved, does one cancel out the other?
I think that shortly after this, once you've completed helping out here, since you were invited here by Sister Quarrel to help her out with this, I would let you clear one of them. But that'll be after we finish the work here.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm going to approach him and, all right, can I see that arm of yours?
Yeah, and he like, it's kind of like shaking a little bit. You can see like his fingertips are starting to blue a little bit, like they might from this kind of trauma. And he holds his arm out to you. Show me what you do. What do you do to take something like this? We get to establish how our Pox Martyr shit works right now.
I think Gary is just going to be like, just going to squeeze on it. He just literally just grabs his arm, and I'd say instead of like an instant, it's like a couple seconds maybe, where like as long as I'm keeping contact with him, it's almost as if that injury is transferring, like going from his skin to my skin and going into where it was, kind of thing.
Ooh, I got a nice description for this. As you're holding his hand, we like have this beat where we see like 1 drop of blood fall, 2 drops of blood fall, and then we start to see the wound almost like it's alive, like it's a snake wrapped around his arm. We see it start to slither down his arm and up your arm until it finds purchase on your skin in roughly the same position as it was on him. As it finishes transferring, Gary, you feel alarm bells ringing in your head now, as suddenly your body is now experiencing this pretty significant trauma. Let's get your vitality roll. Let's see how you handle this before we do our lazy eye.
Well, with the +1, we're at 7.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah. I was hoping for more, but I'll take what I can get.
On a 7, you get to choose 1 of the following. You gain an insight about the illness in the form of a clue. You gain an insight about the nearby danger. I will describe it. You receive a gift, or the ritual does not attract unwanted attention.
I think for the sake of doing our duty, probably gain insight about a nearby danger.
Yeah. As you take this wound onto yourself and your mind is reeling from the sudden pain and trauma that your body's experiencing, you briefly fall to your knees. And when you do, that chunk of barbed wire that had been extracted from his arm is just sitting there on the ground next to all this. Extremely sanitary, I know. Wedged in that barbed wire in a few places, clearly having met it before, there are chunks of talons, maybe 2-3 inches long. They're pretty gnarly, and they were caught and broken off in this sometime recently in the past. The detail you get here is that, and these look fresh enough, I would say that the creature, like whatever this creature is, might be somewhat declawed at the moment, having lost some, but also like clearly has really dangerous talons. So kind of the two details for the price of one. Some of them are broken off here, but the fact that some of them were broken off here means that there were probably others. That's what I'll say. And that's not technically a clue. It's just a detail, insight about the nearby danger. And because you didn't select the ritual does not attract unwanted attention, that means it does start to attract some attention. I think the most obvious version of this is now the gray-haired woman. Oh, my knee's been really bothering me too. Lifting those pallets all day. I've got this. I've got my doctor. I saw him a couple months back. Told me I'm prone to slipping discs, and I think one of them down here is like just about ready to go. There's now like a queue that's trying to form for you to take care of these other things.
Okay.
What do you? I mean, I think like we can still carry through with the eye if you want to do that, or we can also deal with this a little bit more. What do you think?
When you say queue, how many people are we talking here?
Currently, the only ones here are Dennis, Jeremy, an as of yet unnamed woman, and then Sister Quarrel, who's also here, who could conceivably help out with some of this.
She's got a slipped disc.
Well, she says it's about to slip.
It's about to slip.
Dr. warns.
Yeah, please take on an about to slip disc right before we go fight some terrible monster.
Well, yeah, slip discs, those are troublesome. I usually ask you to go get a doctor's note for something such as this. If you're in immediate danger, well, that makes more sense. But the slip disc, if my friend Sister Quarrel can help you out, she'll be able to help you out. But I've got some things I got to accomplish today, and if I get a slip disc, they ain't gonna happen.
You can either try to convince her to back off, or you can try to convince Sister Quarrel to take it on. Either way, I think that's going to be the veiled move. It's not revelatory or anything like that. What are you worried is going to happen if you fail or lose your nerve? And what are you trying to do? Are you trying to kind of tell her off, or are you trying to convince Sister Quarrel to step in?
How old is this person, would you say? This lady?
I think she's maybe only mid-40s, but she looks older.
Looks older. I mean, that makes sense.
Like, this job takes it out of you.
With this factory. My focus is, probably should have added this in there, but trying to convince her that there is more that she can do for herself, and that there is agency, and accomplishing your own goals.
I like that. Yeah. What are you worried is going to happen if you fail to convince her then?
Maybe that the people there are not going to be able to assist me in future endeavors, or whether physically or informationally, and they might not want to work with me. I don't know what the relationship is between this woman and the other folks that are working at this factory.
Yeah, I do think they're both in like kind of blue coveralls, but I think she also has like a collared shirt under hers. I think she might be like the lead, or the foreman or something like that. Yeah. This is going to be a veiled move with presence.
My presence is 0. I have 0 presence.
You have any items that could help you?
Yeah. Do you have any items that might help? Anything in your altar?
That gives me advantage.
But you can only use it once, I believe.
Yep. Then you have to mark it.
Does that have to be directly relevant to the situation?
Yeah. For altar items, you do have to kind of work them into the narrative somehow.
Okay. Then no, I don't think I will.
You have so many great options. A bottle of vitamins.
Yeah, you could use your herbs with
tools.
tools. Like you could offer to treat it another way, in other words.
I mean, the vitamins are literally just nourishment. I ain't gonna do shit for a slip disc.
I mean, you can tell her that it will. Placebos work.
Yeah, placebo that bitch.
I ain't no snake oil salesman. Oh, this will help your slip disc. Here's some vitamin C.
Maybe she just needs to hydrate more.
I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, have you drinking any water today?
What if you use the miscellaneous herbs as like a back salve?
Give her a little back massage.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna save my altar items. I believe in the roll.
Nah, just go into it cold. Just get that 2d6 plus 0.
And I'm glad I believed in the roll. 6 and a 3, so we got a 9.
Nice. Oh, and we need to add the condition shredded arm to you. On the veiled move, on a 7 to 9, the keeper, that's me, will tell you how your actions would leave you vulnerable, and you can choose whether to go back down or go through with it. Your goal here was to get her to maybe pursue other options. I think she holds her hands up, kind of shrugs in that way that somebody who's like a little miffed, but whatever, might do. And then she goes and like sits in a chair just to kind of observe all of this. There's not a condition here or anything, because I think you were already collecting enough of those at the moment. The risk you expose yourself to here is she feels a bit slighted. And like that's kind of obvious. Like, oh, you're gonna help out Jeremy here, but like, you know, my injuries aren't good enough for you. That sort of vibe. But she is like not pressuring. She's not pressing you about it.
So to get a little more insight into this game with these conditions, say I were to take that condition, slip disc, and we'll say it slips, and I can like not function. Does that like, am I just like stuck where I am kind of situation? Would that be a scenario?
Conditions can be used against you if it would negatively impact what you're trying to do. So probably if you were trying to do something like super physical, I could be like, yeah, no, you've got the slip disc condition or the slipping disc condition. And I could say like, yeah, you feel it twinge and like your, grip gives.
Okay.
And this becomes harder for you to do, that sort of thing.
Yeah, mechanically it makes you roll, I believe, at disadvantage, right?
Yeah, if it would apply. So like in this instance, leading up to the roll you just had, I was like, does the fact that you have the condition Sister Quarrel has worked for you, does that negatively impact your vitality roll? No. So that's why it didn't play. But I will say on this next vitality roll, when you take on the eye, and should you still choose to go through with that is going to be at disadvantage because your arm is currently shredded and bleeding, and that is going to make it harder to do a vitality as you take on something else.
Now that I've turned down this lady.
You're gonna help this guy twice?
Yeah.
Did we have a name for her?
We'll give her one now just so I can stop referring to her as unnamed. She's not a like character that's built into it, so we got to invent her. So we've got Dennis, Jeremy. Let's make her
Janice.
Janice is good. Yeah, Janice. Janice has got also a little name tag on her coveralls. I think all of these are like embroidered on, but also like, let me be clear, these are not like fresh, blue, beautiful coveralls. All of these are like grimy, mangy, torn in some places, resewn, stained about 7 different shades. They're pretty rough.
So I think I'm going to turn to Jeremy. I'm going to just ask him how he's feeling now with his arm.
He like flexes and he's like, his hand is still dripping blood, but it's like not actively doing so. It's just like kind of, there's still a sheen of it. And he kind of wipes it off on his trousers and he kind of looks at it and is like, yeah, no, this is great. Oh yeah, no, it feels better than it has in weeks. Oh, my grip strength returning. This is going to be great. I'm going to be able to lift so many pallets.
Well, as long as you promise to, try to stay safe, us poxmarters are very limited. If we ain't here and you happen to have another accident.
I know that I can't be doing this all the time, but like it needed to get like the pallet's got to ship. If we don't make quota, then the chitterling people get kind of upset with us. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, no, I understand, but how are you gonna make your quota when you're can't move your body?
And he kind of steps back a little bit. I don't know.
You got one life, pal. You got to make sure that it lasts.
Yeah. I gotta make sure that it lasts. Huh. He goes off to have a think about that. As he's like passing through one of the side doors back to outside, he kind of presses it open and then is like, Dennis, grab more of the buckets. We gotta go fill up the tank. And he walks outside to continue with work. And Dennis is like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. That's fine. You need anything else? I could give you a freebie if you want. Something from the back.
Oh, I think I'm good for now.
Sure, we got sloppies and joes and all sorts of stuff back there.
Sloppies and joes.
There's a difference? Yeah. There's 2 of them?
Yeah, no, we've got the sloppies and we've got the joes, yeah.
What's the joe?
Well, it's like the one is like more of like a sausage, like grilled into position, and the other one's more like free floating. Both are kind of made of the same stuff, though.
Free floating?
Do you enjoy it?
With some sauce.
Is the sauce sloppy?
Oh yeah.
I think I'm good, pal.
Oh, all right.
I had some snacks earlier.
Yeah. Well, thanks. And he grabs his bucket. Can't believe he doesn't want a sloppy. He goes outside to go and do the next shift.
Man, I love sloppies.
Gary, as you're standing here, Sister Quarrel comes over and she starts to wrap your forearm with some fairly clean gauze that she pulls out of a bag. I think actually quite clean. She keeps stocked. And she wraps it up good and tight, and she kind of ties it off in a neat, not in a bow. She ties it off in what, I'm not a nurse, whatever the most easy to work with way would be. There's like a clip or maybe something that makes it easy to rewrap yourself whenever you need to dress the wound. And she kind of pats it when she's done and she says, well, good job. That's a gnarly one.
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna be feeling this one for a bit, but you know, he wasn't looking great, and you know, if we don't do stuff like this, I don't think he would have had a good. He might have lost that whole arm.
Yeah, he certainly could have. I mean, that barbed wire up there, it's a miss.
Definitely didn't miss.
Could have infection. You know, all sorts of things could have made their way in because of that. But thankfully, yours is nice and clean. The wrap in here will keep it that way. Don't get near that pile outside with that.
Yeah, I don't intend to. Even if I didn't have this arm, I don't intend to get near that pile. Don't want to slip on any sloppies.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate the help. This group has been it's been a bunch. They're always needing work while I've been passing through. I'll probably be heading on here pretty soon. You got business here in town, or you want to join in as I move on to the next one?
Well, I do have some more business in town. That group I was with, got to figure out where they are. What this little field trip over to the processing plant definitely wasn't on the schedule, but I didn't mind doing it, you know. But definitely got to go see what they're up to. So if I don't see you in town, I'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, I'll be headed down to coast here soon, probably. So if you're headed down to Peninsula, back towards the tip, give me a call. Maybe I'll be in the area.
Yeah, can I? I don't remember if would you say I have her phone number?
Oh, I mean, I don't think in our version of this setting, cell phones are particularly a thing.
Oh, okay.
And she travels a lot. So the best way to reach her would either be to know whatever town she's in and give it a call, see if she's in there, or you could always reach out through the ear network.
Okay.
Well, we'll take this moment to introduce this. This is a thing that I wrote up for our version of the game because I like cursed little shit. There is a rogue, not Saint Electric approved telephony network made not of wires, but of people. Each earman has swapped one ear with another person to establish a directional link. If they cover one ear and speak aloud, the message is passed one direction, and likewise for the reverse. There are also junctions, which are sanctified earmen with 6 arms and no eyes and just many grafted ears and 3 mouths capable of independent speech. They use these metal horns to route messages to specific ears, and they whisper kind of from one mouth to one waiting ear. And then there are terminus earmen who have only one ear. The other one has been removed to be passed on to somebody further down the chain. And they work at the fringes of the network to actually jot down and deliver final messages for people. Or either in person or through other means, write a letter, that sort of thing. So you could also contact an earman and pass a message to her that way. They'd be probably able to find her faster that way.
Well, do you have any work in particular you're doing on the peninsula, or just heading that way, doing your normal routes?
Oh yeah, just doing my rounds. Probably be passing through Glottage and then heading down the coast.
Well, I wish the best of luck to you. And,
To Gary. And she reaches to shake your hand, and then she switches hands to the other hand, so that way it's not the one that's, freshly dressed.
Hey, I appreciate it. You have a good one, eh?
Yeah. And she kind of gives you a little wave, and then she kind of makes eyes at the foreman here. Now, Janice, you keep these people in top shape. Reach out to your doctor about that back. It ain't slipped yet. If it does slip, reach out, try to give me a call. I'll see what I can do, see if I can get back to the area. But otherwise, take care out there. And she turns and she heads out of the factory as well. Is there anything else you want to do while you're here, Gary?
If I would have helped Janice, I might have been able to get some stuff out, but I'm not going to bother her because she's not going to want to give me the time of day that I just blew her off like that. I'm going to head back out.
You could certainly look around the grounds. You could chat up either Jeremy or Dennis.
Got to get used to continually looking at these assignments to see what we've learned so far.
I think we need to kind of connect up, because I don't think even all of us know all of these things.
Well, we haven't even gotten back to Sisna.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
As Drew is saying goodbye to Quarrel, it would make sense if he saw/heard a crashing helicopter.
Oh, I love that. I think that the Clutching Woods comes up pretty close to the grounds of the plant here. Not bordering their fences or anything, but you can see it. It's right over there. And you also, although from a much further distance, Gary, you also see and hear that helicopter go down there over in the woods. Close enough that you could walk there and probably get there before nightfall, but it would be getting pretty late by then.
Gary's pretty comfortable with walking. He's been doing that for a lot of his life. So Sister Quarrel talked to me about those. Was that Sister Quarrel who told me about the traps, or was that the person? Okay, that was her.
So
Okay.
Sister Quarrel was blaming those for some of the injuries that had happened.
Okay, I want to go talk to. I think Dennis and Jeremy are together, right? They went to go deal with their buckets.
Yeah, I think like when you walk outside, Dennis is filling up another one of the buckets. Jeremy has like a chute to a vat that he's opened up the hatch for, and he's like helping Dennis load.
I want to go talk to those two.
Of course, you rock up to our two friends, Dennis and Jeremy, outside as they're slopping that bucket down the tube into the building. What do you do? What's your questions?
Hey, Dennis and Jeremy, I'm heading out here shortly. I had a couple questions if you have a moment.
Yeah.
It'll be quick.
Jeremy, can you handle the bucket for a sec? I'll take this and then we'll. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And he, with his now rippling, unblemished forearm, is filling buckets and chucking them down the tube. Dennis is like, hands are once again just covered in stuff. Yeah, what's up, man?
Those claws in that wire. You got any information on that? What where those are from? How they got in there? Where the barbed wire's from?
Dude, that's like why the pallet got stuck. We were like trying to get it over the fence like usual. The barbed wire's been up there for ages. And like, yeah, I know, like a couple weeks back, this something came in the night. It was trying to get to some of the cattle, we think, that are being kept in some of the pens around here. And it like tore it up, man. It tried to land on it, I guess. And it lost some claws over it. That's why we didn't like really properly fix the wire, and then we tried to put the pallet over, and then like got caught, and then that's kind of like what went down. I wasn't like part of it. I was just like I was facilitating.
Do you know much about that creature? Why it's been doing these things? Where it's coming from? Or
give me an investigation with presence.
Oh, double fives. We got a 10.
Double fives is pretty damn good.
It's a 10. That's very good. Oh, fuck. Now, like, we haven't, like, seen it ourselves, but, like, it's got to be over near the skeleton's place, man. Like, or at least, that's what everybody says. Well, one of our, he gestures, there's, of course, the monster truck, but then there's a series of the trucks that we described that have the neon emblazoned on the back that are just the food delivery trucks. And he gestures towards those. Yeah, no, one of the chitterling trucks, apparently they were like mid-convoy, had just left here. And one of them got lifted up off the ground, and it was found in the woods, in the trees, near the ranch of the skeletons.
Whoa.
It had been tore the fuck up, man. Huge hole in the side, nothing left inside.
Could you happen to point me in the direction of the skeleton ranch? Where's that? Is that near here? Is that creature near us? Do I have to worry about that, or is that far away?
No, I mean, we're here east of town. They're just south of it.
Well, I'll make sure I don't mess with that thing. That's quite a doozy it did to that vehicle.
Yeah, and the clue that you get here, as I delivered, a vehicle wedged in the branches of a tree, headlights still aglow. In this case, we've kind of adapted that. It's been wild, man. We've like got the barbed wire up, but if it's even hitting full-sized trucks, man, I don't fucking know what we're supposed to do about that. It's about like the traps and stuff that have been laid, but like we ain't caught nothing yet. Well, sorry, Jeremy caught his leg in it the other day, and of course, Sister Quarrel had to take that one for him. But no, nothing bigger than Jeremy. Jeremy's pretty big though.
If I were you two, I'd go get some Sloppies and Joes and let this all roll by. Sounds pretty scary, this creature.
Yeah, no, like when you rolled up, like somebody's got to, move the mass out here from one pile in, but like we try not to be outside too much unless we're either moving the cattle or working stuff, from the outside to the inside. We don't linger,
I completely understand. Well, I don't think I have any other...
Between you and me, Gary, you probably shouldn't linger either, man.
Yeah? Why's that?
I don't know, like, you saw the talons in that thing. Look, your arm's not looking too good, dude. I feel bad if you tried to fight off one of those,
Oh, I don't think I'll be trying to get into about a fisticuffs with this thing, but I'll definitely best to be wary.
So there's one thing I know from my weekends, man. You never plan to get into fisticuffs. It just happens to you.
Is that normally happen? You get a little too deep into those sloppies?
You get a few sloppies deep, man. Sometimes the fists start flying. You know, who doesn't want a little?
You know, to each their own, pal. I'm gonna go this way now. So
I got to leave now.
Yeah, no, take care, man.
Well,
stay all right up there. Oh fuck, I gotta get the bucket. And he goes over to help Jeremy slosh more of this down the chute into the factory.
Well, you two enjoy your buckets. I'll catch you later. About time to hit the old dusty trail.
Yeah, you spin around. You can see there's like a bloom of smoke and probably some spores off there in the forest where the helicopter went down. And you've got kind of a clear heading and direction if you want to head that way.
I think Gary is going to think to himself, he's like, well, that's probably where everyone is. So Gary's going to head over to the helicopter.
You head over to the helicopter, and then we go back in time. Hours ago, we come back and pause on that scene where Sisna is lifted from the ground by this trapeze artist. And instead of immediately leaving Sisna behind, instead, we follow with them for a moment. Sisna, you are being borne aloft by this young woman, slight of build, but she's strong enough to still like have her legs hooked over this bar that is being suspended through the air, while also having wrapped you in her arms. She's kind of hoisted you up underneath your own arms. She's kind of got her arms wrapped around through your armpits. She has this look of like ecstasy on her face, of like wonder, delight, as if like flying through the air, carrying another person is just simply the most fun thing, not only that she's ever done, but that anyone could possibly do in this world. It's just electric. I think you can sort of see in the distance, almost like fuzzy here against the tree line, against the cloud line. This rope goes off and connects to something, but you can't quite tell as you're kind of bleary-eyed being slung through the air like this. But you hear the voice of this young woman in your ear practically as her head is next to yours. Do you feel the rush?
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Could not have picked the more perfect person.
And they're like kind of upside down then, like Spider-Man.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, their legs are hooked around the bar for the trapeze. Their arms are hooked around underneath your arms. Her face is inches from your mask.
Yeah.
And it's like Spider-Man orientation. Her head is upside down. You are right side up from your own perspective. Although I will say it's kind of tough to figure out what's up and down at this moment as you're swinging through the air.
True. Can I grab her neck?
Totally.
One hand trying to start strangling her? Or yank?
Yes, you can certainly do that. This is going to be the veiled move. What are you worried is going to happen if you fail or lose your nerve here?
I don't think I'm that afraid of falling because I know that the beast will catch me. The first thing that came to my mind was that this person's gonna maybe like fuck with or try to take my mask off.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I hear that. This is going to be with vitality, I think. You're trying to physically overpower this person.
Okay.
Let's get that roll.
I swapped out new dice. So
Oh, nice. Excellent.
I'm praying to the dice gods that these behave, and I'm rolling with my favorite skull dice. Okay, so that's a 4.
You gonna use a verse?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm going to use a
Well,
verse.
let me narrate
Yeah.
what happens otherwise. let me narrate what happens. This time I will do a little bit more detail because I really want to offer this to you as an option if you so choose. Sisna, you reach an arm up and grab hold of the neck of this woman, of this trapeze artist who is bearing you through the sky currently, and she goes from like what a rush to like as you grab hold of her. She doesn't like even particularly like struggle against it. It's like this is like just like still part of the like oh I guess this is what it's like to do the trapeze, and so she's choking as you are strangling her, as you're moving through the air. And then, in addition to the music, which by the way has just been blaring this whole time in the background, clearer now than ever, you hear the blades of a helicopter as it sails through the sky. And then you hear your sense of movement changes from kind of like an upward incline. You feel a jolt as the lines to this trapeze separate from the carnival. As you kind of reach the crescendo point before you start falling free and clear, Joy, I think instinctively lets go of the trapeze with her legs. I mean, it's not supporting you anymore anyway, but you can like see them kind of flail in the air trying to like catch the next one because there should be, you know, a next one, and it doesn't catch, and you just hear like a strangled out of her voice as the two of you will plummet down towards the ground. If you are happy with this result, we will play forwards. Otherwise, you can write a verse and we'll do something else.
I'm going to write a verse.
Okay.
I am going to take another verse of the prophecy, which for me is the Ashen Circle. I am to narrate a flashback at a time when I was ostracized because of the gruesome nature of my work and your cruel and relentless pursuit of it. Increase my communion by 3.
By 1.
By 3?
Damn it. By 1.
By 1.
By 1.
Okay.
By 1.
By 1. Increase communion by 1.
Sorry.
Limit
I'm
3.
so sorry.
Like, I knew the beast that stalks is a pretty wild
Drop
playbook,
my-
but god damn.
No. So I don't have an idea yet, but I'm thinking that could be, this flashback could be whatever thing at the end.
I mean, yeah, you can totally save this for a little bit if you want.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, so it'll be a mixed success?
Yeah, mixed success. I think then what happens, instead of the helicopter flying through and cutting your trapeze lines, you have grabbed hold of her neck. And she's starting to choke as you're doing this. Somewhat instinctively, she loosens her grip around your arms where she's holding you. As you start to feel that slacken, let me ask you this, Sisna. Are you holding on tight enough that if she lets you go, you will fall, or you will stay here suspended from her neck?
I'll stay here suspended by her neck. Because like if she lets go of me on the other side too, because like in my brain, I'm not quite sure. I mean, this is fucking fictional, but like the idea would be to grab with both hands and strangle. But then I feel like doing that, she'd definitely like lose her grip.
No, this is what happens.
No, that's good.
We've got it. I was getting the picture in my head. Her grip starts to slacken, and you think it's because you're actively strangling her. But instead, as she gets to the peak of her current swing, she actually lets you go completely. You start to sail through the air for a moment until like a tether, your hands wrapped around her throat stop you taut. But then you feel someone else grab your ankles, the next in the line of the trapeze. And as they then begin to fall, do you let go of the person who you're currently strangling? She has a name and I want to use it, but you all don't have any reason to know it yet.
By the way, my name is Megan.
Actually, I will use it just so I can, because it's really funny to say this line. Her name is Joy. So do you let go of Joy as you're actively strangling Joy? Because like you're going to be pulled by your ankles. So do you let go of Joy, or do you pull her off of her trapeze with you?
I'm going to let go of Joy.
And Joy, like, gasping, you watch her as she starts to slide away. And because of you holding her like this, I think her legs had somewhat let go of the trapeze. And you do see Joy fall off of her trapeze from however high you are down towards the ground or wherever gravity is leading right now. And you are carried by your ankles. Very quickly, you gain speed. You look up and there's like some gymnast build, another trapeze artist who is pulling you down with them. And then, though, at the bottom of that arc, they actually let go. And you sail through the air for a moment. Sisna, you are like a cat. Your body, your muscles are a coiled spring. You are trained to hunt, to run, to combat. And so you curl up as you exit that bottom point, as you exit at speed flying through the air. And you feel yourself hit the ground and roll. But not like the ground. You didn't fall for nearly long enough for how far you went up. You hit something and you roll. And when you pop up, you are standing in the carnival grounds. In front of you, there is a boardwalk that is lined with garish shops and tent poles, and there are people with cotton candy and popcorn. As you're standing here gawking at the chaos of it all, of the joyful chaos, you see a large man in bright orange overalls and a fabric outfit resembling a sausage with an oval cutout to reveal a grinning human face. They have sunglasses on. One side is red for ketchup, the other one is left for mustard, and they're pushing a hot dog cart from which they kind of inexplicably scoop down and just appear from this ice cream scoop instead with a hot dog that they're now holding in their hands. They lean down to you as you've kind of rolled here on the ground, starting to stand up. Hot one today, isn't it? Say, friend, can I interest you in a bite to eat? Tickle your taste buds? A dog is a man's best friend, they say. And they hold this hot dog out to you. And there's a specific condition that comes with the hot dog man that I'm going to give you as your mixed success. There's a specific condition for the hot dog man. Yeah, you gain the condition marked by the hot dog man. They're holding out this dog to you. It's currently bare. And then he kind of tilts his sunglasses down. Mustard or ketchup?
Sisna just takes the plain hot dog.
Oh, bold choice. So, Sisna, you've accepted this hot dog from the hot dog man, and you are standing here. Actually, this is our first time here. I believe I have a question for you.
Oh, that's fair.
This is the Midway. Manned booths offer games and prizes. Race the Falling Sun, Arrows and Lonely Hearts, Whack-A-Face, and many others. A raspy-voiced lady wears a suit painted to look like a blue sky dotted with soft white clouds, inviting passerby to view freaks, preserved and living, painted bodies for the education of the young. No matter where you wander among the amusements, a hot dog vendor never seems too far away. Paint the scene. What about the Midway obscures the route back, making it easier to continue towards the tents at its center?
So Disney World and Disneyland actually use this. A lot of theme parks do. This idea of sight lines. So if you're in a certain part of the park, you don't see the landmarks of other parts of the park. This can be as simple as putting up a special hedge or bush that happens to be in the shape of the castle spire or something to cover it. So I think we've got a similar thing going on here, but it's the tents themselves as you pass them. And it's one of these things you don't really notice until you're thinking about it. But they're all arranged so that once you go past them, you can't see the ones that you just passed.
Yeah, so you can't see other landmarks. They block the sight lines. What else?
This has already kind of been hinted at, but I think there's just a bunch of different performers and actors moving throughout the Midway here that are constantly attracting your attention and almost trying to divert you from trying to leave. Even if you try to maybe make towards the exit, people will come up to you and be like, "Oh, good sir, good madam, good whoever, would you like to throw a tomato?" Or kind of shit that they do at the Run Fair,
Good sir, good madam, good whoever is exactly what they say to Sisna.
Yeah.
They spin you around so that you can't remember which way.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you no context whatsoever except 3 words. Buckets of hands.
Buckets of hands. All right. Drew, what do you think? Anything you want to add?
I don't think so. I don't think I will add anything.
So we've got, you can't see other landmarks, they block the sight lines, constant performers trying to attract your attention, spinning you around, and buckets of hands.
And I think, it's surprisingly dark.
Yeah, it's dark except for the lights.
In the kind of way that there's almost light pollution, at nighttime when there's lots of lights over a city and it obscures you being able to see stars and stuff in the distance. Yeah. It's almost like that's happening here. It's so bright that it's obscuring anything else that's beyond it.
Like a well around a spotlight.
Yeah.
I like that.
So bright, they obscure. Excellent. All right, Sisna, what are you doing with this? You got a hot dog in your hand. A plain, unfiltered hot dog.
Unfiltered?
This vendor is still here with me.
Totally. Standing in front of you with a cart full of hot dogs?
Hot dogs, not cotton candy?
We have cotton candy up the Midway. Would you like another hot dog? We've got ketchup and mustard.
No.
Have you tried some of our many challenges?
Does Chitterling approve of these?
And he looks down, looks back up at you. Sure.
I'm gonna drop. I'm just gonna drop the hot dog on the ground and walk past him towards like the games that he mentioned.
Okay. Our camera follows you as you turn around, walk off, but then it turns and we see you walking towards the camera, and we see over your shoulder the hot dog man just like watching behind you.
Oof.
Yeah, you go off to the games. Any of them catch your eye? There is, of course, the bucket of hands. It's like a ring toss.
So do you toss the hands and then
The
they
hands?
hold on to something?
No, well,
You toss
I
the
can,
rings onto the
I can
thingies.
describe this in further detail if you would like to play the game.
Do it. Oh, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I said it, so I'm...
Yeah, you rock up. You can see, there's titles like, there's Whack-A-Face and the Freaks and Geeks and whatever show over there. And then there's just this tent, which is just marked with a big old sign, Bucket of Hands. Inside, there's actually buckets of hands, but nobody can label things correctly anymore. And there's like a series of buckets at different distances, the different colored buckets, the green ones that are closest are worth, a certain number of points that are on the board. Then there's like the blue ones, and there's the red ones, and then the yellow ones, that's the very hard ones. And there's like one purple one at the far end. All of them have a series of hands sticking up out of them. And they're on a table, but you kind of like tilt and you can see that underneath there are a bunch of clowns that have their hands reaching up through the bucket as they are crouched down beneath it, their fingers waggling up at the top, kind of dancing from side to side like waves of grain, as there's a series of rings here on the counter.
Okay, but that's kind of cute.
And there's an old woman whose face is powdered white. She has a red clown nose on her very wrinkly face. She's got like 2 diamonds under her eyes painted on in black. And she leans forward. Would you like to give it a try? 5 rings for 3 smiles.
I mean, I guess this is in a permanent smile, so...
Oh, I can see you're ready for the game. And she squeezes her nose.
What do I win if I get all 5?
You'll win our grand prize! A special trip to the big top to meet the master of ceremonies themselves!
Oh, where's the big top?
Oh, down the midway, of course. Oh, but you have to play some games first.
Sure, deal.
Well, the rings are here laid out for you. Give it your best shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, God, this is gonna probably go bad for me because I'm gonna guess this is vitality, maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Unless I
vitality roll.
What if it's focus? What if I'm focusing really hard?
I'll take focus.
I could see
think focus
focus.
is reasonable.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to go like as fast as possible with both my hands.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess we'll see how this rolls out.
What are you worried is going to happen if you fail or lose your nerve here?
This might be wild. I'm afraid they're gonna. I'm afraid they're gonna take my hands.
I think that is a totally reasonable thing to be scared of. This place is crazy. I'm trying to decide currently whether or not this is a veiled move or a revelation move. I think it's just a veiled move. Like, while there's certainly some weird shit happening here, we don't have any like direct divine manifestations going on. So yeah. So them's the stakes or close enough to them. Roll with focus, please.
7.
On mixed success, I explain how you leave yourself open or vulnerable. I think you're not going to get full marks, so you're not going to earn the special ticket or whatever. I will explain in graphic detail and delight how these clowns and their many hands avoid your rings, resulting in lower scores to you, because of course the game is rigged, Sisna. Of course it's rigged. I'm trying to think exactly what our negative is here. I think probably you'll, not to spin you up another condition, but I think I'll give you the condition, must win ring toss.
So I already have 3 conditions.
Yeah, so that means you'll have to write a verse and either swap one of them out or just we drop it.
If I write a verse, I don't take that condition.
Yeah, so it's like you can either write a verse and jump up a stage, or you can. There are cases where you'll still get a verse anyways, but that's different.
Okay, I will take a verse, but I will do a verse of history. I just have to figure out which one.
Okay, so you have a couple scenes. You got to think about that. So if you write a verse and you boost it up to a complete success, then is that correct?
Yes, I am doing that. I'm going to do the flashback to my youth that shows a rebellious experimentation with illegal divinities.
Yeah, give me that if you're ready for it.
Yes, you've seen Full Metal Alchemist.
I have.
So I'm getting kind of sort of the vibe when Ed and, oh my God, what's the other brother's name?
Al?
Alphonse?
Yes, thank you. When they're trying to bring their mom back.
Yeah.
Just like kind of like that dark kind of
Yeah,
shit.
totally.
But I think that Sisna had experimented with some sort of divinities that supposedly like lift the spirit, almost like that one Greek mythology god, like the party one or something.
Dionysus?
Yeah, they had been experimenting and maybe mixed up some ingredients that they shouldn't have. Their eyes started bleeding and couldn't stop them from bleeding, and they're getting a massive, massive, massive headache and passed out.
Did you see weird visions?
Yes. They were in a field of tall grass and cattails, but everything was red, but in shades of red. And when they sit up out of the grass and are looking around and hear, that usual like rustle, rustle of the tall grass, Sisna gets up running, trying to look around, but something trips her and she goes straight down, forehead hitting smack on a rock. But then she wakes up and blood is covering her head, her face, down her eyes, but she can feel something moving on her forehead or in her forehead.
How we tie that to this scene in front of you, as you're focusing with your hands on these rings, like you feel your head kind of strain or squirm. There's like all sorts of strange sights and smells here and flickering lights and spinning, swirling colors. And you focus despite all of that. One by one, all five, you flick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these rings float through the air. You see out of those early buckets, the hands pipe up, like kind of grasping, the fingertips trying to catch the rings as they sail past, but yours whiz over them in beautiful, perfect curved arcs to instead land on the like trying to dodge fingers in the purple bucket at the far end. But true, each one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, land atop the fingers inside of the purple bucket. And almost cartoon style, your host at this game, her eyes kind of like bulge out of her head for a moment. She goes, "Whoa! We have a winner!" And then she reaches into the bucket of purple grasping hands, and they like kind of like twine around her arm for a moment, and she kind of roots around in there, and then she pulls out a wide, sparkly, like blues and purples and blacks and iridescence ticket that she goes over and she slaps down on the counter in front of you. I'm actually going to give you a free clue here as part of this. So this is both your ticket, and it is now a clue for you. This wide ticket that on it, stamped in big, beautiful, white, sparkly letters, "You're almost somewhere wonderful." And she says, "Congratulations! Peruse some of the other games on the Midway, but you can find your way an audience at the big top."
Sisna is just going to take the ticket and head straight to the big top.
Or try to. As we described earlier, the Midway is a bit confusing. But you turn and start in as straight a line as possible. And I think we see you kind of walking down the Midway, kind of dodging people trying to grab your attention, trained on the goal, trying to get through the Midway. And like as you pass an alleyway, once again, we see the hot dog man standing there, smiling, his sunglasses tilted just a little bit further down his nose, watching you as you walk past. And like we see you go by on the camera, but we're locked in on the hot dog man standing there, watching, waiting, hot dogging.
God.
And we cut from there, down below. At ground level, we are in a sea of trees and mud and fungus here at the edge of the clutching woods. And in the middle of all that is a large, still softly burning helicopter, which has seen better days, we'll say for now, as it has landed here rather abruptly from the sky. There's a small dragging crater behind it in the direction from whence it came, as it had crashed through the trees above and has found itself now thoroughly enmeshed in the mud and the fungus at the base on the ground here. Rocking up, we have Pearl, what have we just kind of whisked away one way or another, Bird?
Yeah. No, he's in my altar now.
Yeah. Bird's back in the altar. So we have Pearl, we have Lune, and then I think arriving not too long after the two of you, we'll kind of, maybe we have a high camera shot where we're watching as a bit of a,
It took us a while to travel on Bird. He covered a lot more distance than we did.
Someone walking or someone sitting on top of a big old
I love the
fish.
idea that we get a map down view where we see Gary like in his little ... moving in a straight line towards the crash, and then you all like squiggling across the entire forest.
Yeah.
We stopped off for some moths, a little bit of a frog lunch,
Yummy.
But I think the three of you have gathered here. We'll pick up with the three of you. The still smoking carcass of a helicopter here buried in the mud. The three of you find yourselves rejoined. Pearl, Lune, Gary, you are all here together. What do you do?
Pearl is naked, by the way.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But covered in like caked in mud.
Oh,
'cause you
yeah.
were like
Yeah,
rooting
no,
around.
like-
We both are actually. We're both covered in mud.
A couple of little muddy forest children emerge from the woods.
Yeah, Lune waves at Gary.
It is actually like really impressive how much mud Pearl is covered in. Like you would think that the mud that she's covered in, at least some of it would slough off with how thick it is. No.
I don't even think Gary's gonna recognize Pearl. Is it Lune? Who are you with?
Oh, my good friend Pearl.
Oh, Gary.
What?
We had a trip in the mud.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Pearl picking up pieces of wiring and stuff off of the helicopter, just kind of like,
Slurping it like noodles.
Did you two have anything to do with this?
No, silly. We saw it fall from the sky like a big bird, and it just flew right into the ground.
Have you checked it out?
What have you been up to?
Well, I went over with an old friend of mine, Sister Quarrel, went over to the processing facility. Had to go help a few people out. As you can see here, shows them his arm. It's all bandaged up.
You know, if you kiss it, it'll get better.
Well, that is what my my mom used to say back in the day.
Yes.
moms are always right.
She was. I learned about this creature that's been prowling around.
It's in the woods, yes.
We were looking for it when this came down. Points to helicopter.
Maybe you know more than me already.
Lune sticks her hand out and like points to you. What do you know?
We can cut the scene there, and we can move above the table.
Yeah.
You share the details you have.
Perfect.
Let's answer a question.
Yes.
Love that.
So our first question for the Dusk Mother is, where is the Angel's Nest located? This has a complexity of 2. Anybody have a kind of idea to get us started?
Yes, I do. I want to ask a question though before we answer it.
Yeah.
Can you remind me, if we use these clues to answer this question, can we then no longer use these clues in
Yes.
subsequent questions? So once they're
That's
used,
correct.
they're gone? Okay.
Yeah. So it's a bit strategic.
Yeah, we don't want to use too many. Maybe only use the ones that we feel like are really applicable. I think Lune, after we kind of share what we know, I think I know where it is. I believe the creature is a big bird of some sort. It can fly, and I think it's hiding up in a nest somewhere near that farm, that skeleton farm. And there's all those claws that we saw in the trees, and there's lots of traps. And there was that carcass that I saw that was mushrooms all around it. I mean, that's 3. So we also have that truck that you mentioned.
I count 4 because the skeleton family took to hunting the deep woods when their crops failed and something followed them home.
Mm-hmm. We know it's near the skeleton ranch. The crudely made traps, those were in town though, weren't they?
Yeah, they were in town in other parts of the general Weft
And they were
area.
to impede vehicles and people. I'm kind of thinking that the truck wedged in the branches near the skeleton ranch, the gouges for sure.
Yeah, that one makes
And
sense.
then maybe the skeleton family took refuge. I don't think we should use the traps one about impeding vehicles and people, because that doesn't immediately say to me, oh, it's near the skeleton family ranch.
Okay.
But the other ones, I think.
You think skeleton family, deep woods, animal carcass, mushrooms.
Yes. That to me
Deep
feels
gouges
like
and claw
it's
marks.
localized to the woods and it's related to the skeleton family.
Do you want to save one of these for like the next
You
clue?
could probably save the carcass
one? We could save
I
that
was
one.
going to say the carcass one too.
Yeah.
It's the woods. There's going to be dead animals.
So I was pondering about, I mean, I guess you could use either one, but like the truck wedged or whatever. And since whatever his name was mentioned that like it took or ate all of the food that was in the truck, I was thinking like, how is the angel bound to the skeleton family? Like, I wonder if we could argue like maybe somehow the angel is either feeding or, I mean, the animal carcasses with the mushroom of rings around it could be.
Well, we're not ready to answer that yet. It's what
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah, we can save it
once we
for
could
sure.
use.
But you can like try to earmark it for a particular question. That's certainly an approach to handling clues in the game.
So which one do we want to save?
I think maybe the ring of mushrooms.
Mushrooms, yeah, get rid of that one. So we'll just stick with the skeleton family, took to hunting in the deep woods, the deep gouges, and the truck.
Because the
then we get a
complexity is only
+1.
2.
Then we get a
Yeah.
+1 to our roll.
So we think, and our answer to the question is there is a nest in the forest near the skeleton ranch.
Yes, and Lune is happy to narrate this. And we'll use this opportunity to give a lovely speech.
For no
yes.
particular reason.
Well, you see, gods are hungry, and sometimes gods are birds, and they have wings, and sometimes they make nests near, families like the skeleton family. I think that their nest is probably close by there, based on what we know. And, I know Mr. Howl, he gets hungry quite a lot, and I think maybe this bird of prey is eating things over there. And, who are we to really judge a bird that's hungry, a god that's hungry? But I think perhaps we should look into it. What do you all think?
I mean, I get hungry too.
I tend to get hungry too, so
Yes, and maybe we can look into it. I don't know. It seems to like animals, so I probably won't let Mr. Howl get too close to it. He's hiding right now. It's fine. But we could maybe find Sisna, and they like killing things.
That's true. Do you think it has to be alive?
I don't know.
You did catch that buck. We could maybe try to use that like bait.
Yes.
Actually, Lune, add the buck to your altar.
Perfect.
Because you did capture it.
Oh, you mean this? Boom, it just plops out onto the ground.
The one I totally remember to grab.
Yeah, that one.
Yes. Okay. Boom, it goes back into my altar. As far as the theory of where it is, it's got a nest somewhere near the skeleton farm on the edge of the woods, I think is the
I think that makes
answer.
sense.
Gary, I think it sounded like you had something you were going to add.
I was just going to ask them if they knew about Sisna, which just to create a conversation piece.
Oh, where Sisna is?
I don't know. We were going to go look for them, but then the bird fell from the sky. The helicopter, I mean.
The Firebird.
Mm-hmm. It had big wings like a dragonfly and went flut, 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 and then it went to the ground.
Lauren, would you like to roll for, it was your theory, so your answer to the question.
With a +1.
You have a
and
+1.
What do I, and it doesn't use any move. It's just with how many clues. Okay, perfect. Yep. Yes, I can do that. You guys, that's a 12.
Hey!
I rolled a 6 and a 5.
Hell yes.
The kids are all right.
Yeah.
On answer a question, when you get a 12 plus, the answer is correct, but the events are also connected to the conspiracy. Oh, fun.
I mean, we are standing right next to this helicopter.
So rather than getting a conspiracy clue, I will integrate is what I'll have to do, because what it says is instead someone from the conspiracy will reveal themselves to the custodians while they are pursuing the opportunity. In this case, this is one of the questions that opens up doors. It doesn't give you an opportunity to resolve.
If it's at all useful, I was considering clambering into the wrecked mass of the helicopter as they were talking.
Actually, you know what? I will give you a clue as part of this, because that'll be most interesting. And then I'll still tie things in with the scene at the end of the stinger scene. So we kind of see Lune very excitedly talking about
gods like to eat things.
Yeah, gods like to eat. We're gonna go find this bird where it eats, and that's how we're gonna find the bird. That's definitely near the skeletons. And like as Lune is saying all this, we see Pearl like clambering over on top of this helicopter in the background. Like there's like a fiery bit that she like taps and she's like, kind of pulls the hand back and then scrabbles a different way.
But I'm a little bit protected too because I'm covered in mud.
Yeah. That's fair. You can like, you're not actually burning yourself on it. You're just kind of climbing it like scaffolding. And you make your way through a rupture in the side of the helicopter. This is like where there was kind of a door, but it ripped off in the descent. And instead you're able to make your way inside. Pearl, can you read?
Oh boy. Probably not in the traditional sense.
Yeah. I think you're quite familiar with various prayer marks. So I think anything here that's marked in that fashion, you'd probably be able to note. But like some of the script just is going to mean nothing to you. But while you're poking around in here, I want to like array for you what you see. There are a series of markings across most of the interior of this helicopter. It seems to have been lined like you would in the same way that you apply a coating to the inside of a cement mixer truck to make it hold up better to the cement. In the same way you line with insulation a refrigerated truck to better preserve what's inside. This helicopter was adapted to carry something specific. There is an insulating layer along the inside, and it is just covered toe to tip in prayer marks that all seem to be of actually a few different, like relating to a few different gods, but all of them seem to be almost like protective charms containing things. This would be the equivalent of rocking up and seeing a container marked with the classic, radiation sign.
Yeah.
But in prayer marks. And they actually do something rather than just, tell you about this. Something here was under very close protective key. And I say something was because as you climb in through the side of this, which is now the top from our perspective, and you kind of drop down inside and you look around and see all these scrawled on here. And they are scrawled. They're done very neatly. But Pearl, I think you scrape a little bit and you taste it. And you know that this must have been some powerful protections because these prayer marks are written in blood. It's dried on very nicely. Of course, they have fine instruments to do this. You don't have to slice a finger and wipe it directly anymore. That's practically hedonist in its opulence. No. You drain the blood from them in a proper sacrificial area, and then you pipe that into your pens and brushes, and you do it nicely. Yeah, but it's clearly that's the texture, that's the taste of this is blood. This is the powerful markings that have been laid here. On the other side, there was another door, and that also sheared away in the crash. It's so mucky and murky here. I think there is there's not really any water that's bubbled to the surface here. Instead, there's like some of that mycelium. There's like little tendrils that are kind of tugging at the edges of this helicopter, almost a little bit greedily, as if the fact that it's already, after having only crashed recently, already half submerged in the loam is actually perhaps intentional by whatever's going on here. But in the middle of this helicopter, there was a table of some kind that had been bolted down, and there was a box on top of it that is open. Now, it was like a glass and metal box, but it is destroyed practically. And whatever is inside is no longer inside, and it is no longer trapped here like it might have been previously. And we see you smudge away the char and the murk that has been generated by this crash from the fire that came through here, and then also from the dirt and mud that sprayed from the crash. We see, as you wipe kind of the top of this box, as you avoid some of the glass shards, there's some official casing that's been put on this that has a nameplate. I'm trying to think like how to describe this. You know how if you get a prescription at the drugstore, they often have like all of the detailed information like scrawled and written, and it's like actually wrapped around the canister itself. And this is like a label of sorts. It's like a very official label for something quite important and dangerous. A lot of it has been burned away in the crash. A lot of it has been just like soaked in water and mud beyond recognition. But you see in large letters, Milton's disease, the Divinity plague. Immediately after that is just warning, and then colon, and then lots of small text that has been totally lost to you.
Okay, right on. So this is just like on the side of this shattered box.
It was attached to this like a warning label or an instructions label like you might get on a bottle of medicine.
Okay, I'll clean it off as much as I can, and then I'll bring it back outside for them.
I think the box has like kind of broke loose from the table where it was bolted, and it's all just a mess of aluminum and broken glass now.
Anything else worth checking out in this helicopter?
It seemed to be pretty much entirely empty besides that. The head of the helicopter, wherever the pilot was, is like thoroughly destroyed by the crash. There's probably a body in there somewhere, unless the loam has gotten to it.
Is there a bright orange box anywhere that I could peel up?
Oh, like a crash log or something?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No black box. No orange box for you.
All right. Then, yeah, I'll come out with the slip of label paper. Can somebody... I don't know what this means. And she, like, holds it out, probably to Gary.
I can take a look at that. What does it say, David?
You also see that it says Milton's disease, the Divinity plague. And there's a warning of some kind, like big old angry letters warning. But as I said, like the small text is just absolutely destroyed by the fire, by the mud, by the everything. So there was something in this box called Milton's disease, whatever that means.
And Gary wouldn't have any past information on anything like this?
I mean, what I would say for sure is that, Gary, you have studied so many diseases. Like you have studied so many diseases that afflict man, and you have heard of none that are called Milton's disease. That rings no bells for you.
Who's Milton?
What is it?
Can't say I have heard of this one before. Best not to be touching this, though. You never know.
Gary, as you say that, our camera pushes past you back through the side of the helicopter, back down into the earth. Like an X-ray style view, we see and follow along all the different tendrils of the mycelium of writhes beneath the loam, this god that has spread underneath this forest, that spreads to regions much further than it. It has this sort of blue-grayish color to the tendrils, normally. But as we get just a little bit beneath this helicopter, just a little bit further down into the mud, we see some of the tendrils twitch and pulse, almost wilt, as they start to turn a brackish, reddish brown. And we see this color begin to spread along the mycelium. And it's not quickly, it's not like in an instant, but we see this change begin to grow, all stemming from this site here in the Clutching Woods. This has been The Divinity Plague, featuring
Maya as Sisna,
Drew as Gary,
Emma as Pearl,
Lauren as Lune.
and David. This god still hungers for more.
The Divinity Plague is a production of the Monsters Playbook. This episode was produced and edited by Maya and Lauren. All music and sound effects were provided by Epidemic Sound and Envato. If you like this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. You can find the Monsters Playbook on the social media network that resonates with you. We post on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Blue Sky, and we hang out on Discord, and sometimes Twitch. If you just can't get enough of the Monsters Playbook, you can also support us on Patreon, where you'll find blooper reels, exclusive merch, and bonus content. We'll see you next episode, where, as always, we'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening.
Sisna just takes the plain hot dog.
Oh, bold choice. Some people like it raw, though. I know, I don't like that. I didn't say those words.
No, you did.
No, I didn't. No.
A raw dog, you say? You might say?
Some people like to raw dog
I
it.
can't believe you've done this.
You could have said some people like it plain.
Episode title, Raw Dog. Got it.
Yeah. Raw dogging at the circus.
Shit.
We found the something wonderful just outside of town.
Yeah.